Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's turn our attention and up to Brisbane again. Of course, this time we'll go a little bit further to the west of Brizzy for a moment. Of course, we'll go to Yeronga in particular, of course, in the home of the 2020 QAFLW champions. Of course, that is Yeronga Sth Brisbane. Of course, they had to do it the hard way to win the premiership this year. And of course, we've got two very special guests on the show. Of course, they're both my favourite players there at Yeronga Sth Brisbane. Of course, we have the captain Mayor as well as Jordan joins us right now. Thanks both of you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No worries. Well, I will get both of you to introduce yourselves anyway. And what position both of you played on grand final day?
Hi everyone. Yeah, my name's Jordan, and I played through the midfield in our grand final.
And my name's Mia, and I played either fullback or halfback on grand final day.
Now, last time I interviewed your team on the show was, I think, maybe a month, 2 months before the grand final, which was a big event in itself leading up to it. I think it was just coming off that video viral of the theme song, of course. But obviously, you finished off with a premiership, and you just had to do it the long way. You beat last year's champions in Coorparoo. Obviously, the following week, you beat Bond Uni at Bond, and obviously you went back there again the following week and obviously beat Coolangatta. So you beat, I guess, the premiers and the top two teams after the home and away season. Tell us about this amazing, amazing ride that this team's had this year.
All right, I'll go first. It was a ride, but definitely. Look, I think this year was massive for anyone who was fortunate enough to continue playing football. You know, we started the season and we had 3 rounds, and then COVID hit, and we all went back into kind of lockdown and doing our own thing. And you know, to make sure we had enough. I think just in that time we brought ourselves back together, and we really bonded as a team in the best way that we could in small individual groups. And we just really spurred each other on and thought, you know, we knew we started the season out so well, and we just wanted to continue that throughout. So, you know, came back in and it was pretty rough. We had to find our feet again, starting back up with a couple of draws that were unexpected. But I think it was good in a way. It made us really realize, yeah, we've got some work to do, but we know we've got everything behind us to get us there. So I think that's the best kind of footy you can play, is to be on the up, you know, towards finals. And that's what we did. Our team just was humming along by the time finals came, and we just were gelling so well, and everyone was just the most supportive team I probably played in. We were doing it for each other, and we just knew how each other played, and it was awesome to be a part of, to be honest. I think it just was, everybody played their part so well.
Yeah. You know, I agree with Mia. Obviously, we started pretty slowly in the beginning of the season, but obviously got stronger as it went along. And then obviously it's always nice to try and finish that top 2, because I guess you do get that second chance. But I think because we had to play a Coorparoo first, and once we won that first game, I think we had a lot of confidence that we would go all the way, because that was such a massive game and like a great game of footy, like probably the best game of QAFL footy that I've been involved in. It was a lot of fun. It was high scoring, and then I think having that sort of breakthrough, sort of big win, was just that confidence that we sort of needed. And then we knew that we could then beat Bond, and then hopefully win, which we did.
Yeah. Now, there was a lot of similarities in all 3 finals with Coorparoo, Bond and Coolangatta, which the similarities I saw was that you dominated the third quarter in both the Coorparoo and the Bond year, and actually Coolangatta in some extent in the grand final as well. Tell us, what was the message at halftime in all those 3 games that really turned the game your way in all those 3 finals? And obviously used the premiership quarter pretty well.
Yeah, I guess it is called the premiership quarter for a reason, but I don't think I've actually ever played in a game where that actually works out. So I can't really remember the message, but I think we just always knew if we were down, we were always in it. Like we always had that confidence that we could come back and perform strongly towards the end of the game. So I think we sort of just never let our heads drop and just kept going as a team and playing as a team, and then we got there in the end.
Yeah, no, I agree with what Geordie was saying in that, like, it's I think Yeronga, we many times we've been able to be behind and come through in that second half, especially in the third quarter. And we knew we had done it in the past, and so we knew we could do it again. But at no point in finals series, like, did anybody ever drop their heads. The positivity was there, and just the peer support for each other. I think it was just really awesome. So we just backed each other and thought, let's just go for it. There's nothing else we can do. This is the time. And we just got better and better with each game. And as Geordie was saying before, once we beat Coorparoo, I think, like, I felt like there was less nerves for the game against Bond. And then by the time we beat Bond, we knew we could do it. We just had to come together on the day and calm the nerves a little bit.
The disappointment of the development league team falling short in their grand final the game before, was that motivation?
Yeah, I have no doubt that probably really spurred us on. I think it could have gone either way. Like, they could have won and that would have really spurred us on as well. We are a really close squad. We've really had this kind of one squad mentality, and to have both teams there playing in the grand final was just a huge achievement. They are an amazing team, the development squad, and it was really hard for us. I found it personally hard because we were off on the other oval warming up, and we could hear all this cheering, and we didn't know it was for us or if it was for Coorparoo. So it was, we just wanted to know, but the coaches were trying to get us to focus on our warm up. But yeah, I think when we heard, I was really devastated for them, but I immediately flipped that to, well, you know what, let's do this for the club. Let's do this for those girls, because they were, the 60 odd girls that were in this squad, we couldn't have done what we did in the seniors without them as well. So the amount of players that play up and down and move about and, trainings and just everything, the camaraderie that we have. So I think it felt really special to be able to do that for the whole squad.
The grand final was a bit different this year. Normally it's played at your home ground there at Leyshon Park in Yeronga, but obviously due to COVID and obviously with Coolangatta couldn't go any further than Binley, south of Brisbane. Obviously, the grand final got moved to Bond Uni in Robina. Both, how strange was it to all of a sudden, after you beat Bond, obviously there was hopefully a good chance to maybe host the grand final at your home venue, but obviously with Coolangatta winning theirs, obviously it got bucked down towards them a bit. I guess, how strange was it? I'll put it that way.
A little bit, but I guess the whole year was strange. So it wasn't for this year, anything out of the ordinary. We actually, I guess it may have potentially worked in our advantage. We got a bus and we all went up as a team together. So we sort of had that strong unit to begin with. And then, really focused. Then we could watch a bit of our Devs girls have a go and nearly get there. So I think it wasn't super strange. I think, it did really work in our advantage because we could really stay as a tight-knit group for the travel down and then out into the game. So it wasn't too bad. I thought it would have been nice, but this year was strange, so it was all good.
I know. I think you probably would have added to a fairy tale finish to be able to take it away at home. But as Geordie was saying, we just won the semi-final at Bond, and there was no reason we couldn't do it again. So we thought, all right, let's just flip this to our advantage. So we all got on buses and drove down all together, and it was great, especially the drive back.
We'll get to that in a moment, but now, of course, your premiership coach, Aaron, of course, he did win a premiership at Coolangatta. He was obviously he was coaching against his former team, of course, coaching Yeronga. Tell us a bit about, I guess, your premiership coach, Aaron, and did he use any motivation at all to beat his former team in the grand final?
No, there was no mention of it. So that was pretty good on his part, I guess. It probably would have been pretty mixed emotions there. But, like he's a pretty loyal coach. He'd been there that was his second year in Yeronga. So I think he was, he's a Yeronga. He had no allegiance to Coolangatta at that point. But there was no mention of that, of like, let's just do this because of, other reasons. But he just supported us in the way that we wanted to play football, and building that one squad mentality, all really started with him, and was just excellent to be able to. He knew the caliber of the women and girls that who play at Yeronga. So he, brought us all together really well, which I really appreciated, because I think that's where we built a lot of our strength, and we had 2 teams in the grand final. What more could you ask? It was amazing.
I agree with Mia. There was no mention of he used to play for Cooley. If you hadn't already known, then you wouldn't have known at all. He's very professional and enthusiastic, and always tries to get the best out of us as well as the Devs girls. So couldn't thank him enough. And obviously, when you get 2 teams in the final, I guess the coaches have a bit to do with that. So it was really good.
This year was definitely, obviously with, all the bad things that's happened with COVID, obviously the bright side was actually your, not just your team, but obviously the development team, especially to make everyone's year so much brighter with obviously the theme song, which went viral. I guess, considering the amazing things that's happened this year with, not just with that, and obviously end up winning the premiership. Did either of you ever dreamt the way this year went for not just your team, but for the development league team as well, and especially all the amazing publicity that he's had this year?
Yeah, I think what Jordan was saying earlier about like everything was different this year. So there was probably, no one could have ever thought what this year would turn out to be. At one point we didn't know that if we'd have any more football, or if football will continue. I just feel so fortunate that we could continue playing football. But I tell you what, I did early on, after 3 rounds, and just the feeling that we had amongst the club, I knew something special was going to happen this year. I honestly felt that both teams could get there in the final. And I just thought, what a year, when football came back, and I thought, yeah, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing, girls. It was going to be a dream result. I knew there'd been a lot of girls who had played in finals before, and grand finals, and won grand finals, and some who hadn't. So, there's a lot of emotion out there. But to finish such a long season off like this, playing, next to some of your best mates, and to have 2 teams in the grand final, I don't think you could have asked for anything better. Obviously, probably both teams winning, but down to, 13 seconds or 17 seconds or whatever it was for the development team. But they've come from last season, I think they only won 1 game last season, and with quite similar to the season before. So I think what they've achieved this year is probably greater than us. So that meant a huge amount, I think, for the whole club. The club's just growing more and more, and it's just got such an amazing positive vibe. Just, really supportive. It's fantastic.
I agree with Mia. I think obviously the Devs girls had a hard year last year, but then to see the quality and the depth of players that we had on our list this year, almost where the Devs team probably give us a run for our money in training and things like that, is just sort of gave us the belief. I mean, you've got to have belief if you want to win these sorts of things. So we sort of just had that amongst the team. And then with Mia and the girls, when we brought that Jamie and then everyone in together, and I think that was it was like the turning point where we really thought, hang on, we've got a great team and a great club here. Like, why can't we go all the way? And then so it's very almost a fairy tale finish, but half there.
Yeah.
Now, have both of you mastered the Auslan, thing now?
Yeah. I think we're going to have to revisit it quite heavily before the season starts again. But the junior club are really getting behind it as well. There's more and more junior teams, so I'm hoping that we'll be seeing it amongst not just the senior side, but in the junior space as well, which is really exciting. So I think it's it really unified us, and it just brought something so special that all we just wanted to do it for Jamie, and here it went viral. But I think over the pre-season we might need to revisit that to get the signs and maybe learn something else as well, just for a bit of fun. What do you think, Geordie?
Yeah, I need to touch up. I always remember that, but
I know.
I love that. I love that, by the way.
Yeah. It was pretty special. It was there was actually a couple of Yeronga boys in the AFL Grand Final, in the crowd, and the camera went over to them, and they were trying to show their Yeronga sign, and then they did the Yeronga devil sign, which is really cool. So it's just it can only go even bigger and better.
Now, Mia, I'm assuming you were one of the first people to hold the Premiership Cup first. I'm assuming. Now, how good was it to hold the Premiership Cup first? And I must admit, it actually is a pretty big cup.
It is. I didn't realize how big it was. Actually, it felt amazing. I think. Just us was so humbled at the start of this year to be chosen by my peers to be the captain, and what more could you wish for than to win a premiership with the people that have supported you around you. And I just think we came together so well, and it meant so much to me, and for our girls to be recognised for all the hard work that we did put in. So it was like the icing on the cake, and we were always, no matter the result, going to have the whole squad come in. And so we had a couple of photos just with the senior team, and then we just brought everyone in, everyone who made it happen. And I think that was really special to have that. There was a lot of celebrating going on, and a lot of photos of the cup, and then the cup looked a bit worse for wear the next day. It's been fixed now, but it really didn't look very good the next day. It had a party. Let's just say that.
Well, I was going to get to that soon, so I'm still going to get to that part.
But yes, it was very special to hold it, and I've held it fixed since. But yeah, I haven't won a premiership like that before. Previously playing soccer, I'd won a premiership, but I don't know, there was something special about this. 2020 is a pretty unique year, and that was a really special moment for me, and I hope for a lot of the girls. So.
Now, I can see both you wearing your premiership medals around your necks, which I'll get both of you to show to our viewers now. There they are. So the question I want to ask both of you is, how long did you wear your medals around your necks for, and did either of you sleep with it?
Jordan?
I think I wore mine the whole night. I was very proud of it. I think a few of the girls, a couple of girls did a road trip up north, and they took it with them, and I think they wore it to all their pub crawl that they went on. So they were super proud. So that was quite funny. But no, it meant a lot to everyone. So I think them doing that just showed how much it meant to us.
Yeah. I certainly wore it for. I didn't sleep with it, but I had 3 very keen little people wanting to wear it the next day, so I had to hand it over to my kids, and then they took it in that day for show and tell for each of them. So each kid had a day, so I had to hand it over. I think my husband was a bit more concerned that it was going to get broken. I was just like, take it in, share it with your teacher. I was super proud and happy for them to do that. Whereas my husband's like, oh no, what if it gets broken? Yeah. Yeah, so it was really, really special. But yeah, George wouldn't have been able to sleep with it because she had too many around her neck. Just would have woken up every time she rolled over.
Oh, fantastic segue, Mia. Fantastic segue to my next question I'm going to ask. Now, of course, Jordan, this is not your first premiership that you've won, and obviously many medals and achievements that you've had. Now, you might as well just show us the rest of your medals that you've got with you, that you've won there at Yeronga.
That one. This one. And that one. But this is the one that matters. My favorite one.
Well, actually, you actually answered my next question, so which one was more special? So you've answered that one for me. So I guess obviously with this year, obviously we've been a short year, but I think, in my opinion, watching your games on live stream, which has been fantastic. I think this year's been the closest year I've ever seen the QAFLW this year. I think. Between the top 5 teams, I think was separated by about 2 or 3 wins between top and 5th or 6th. I guess, is that how both of you saw it? Was this the closest competition that's been in a long time?
Yeah, I mean, we were down to like percentage points. I think we had at multiple times throughout the year. The ladder was, top heavy with maybe 1 and 2 were a couple of points apart, but then, there was people equal third or 3 people equal second or things like it was pretty tight.
Yeah, and I think it shows how far Queensland has come for women's footy as well. I remember playing back years ago and how different the competition looks. So I think it's really great for us as a league to be so close and competitive. And I guess with a condensed season like the one we had where, each game matters, each win matters. So it sort of just made for that tighter, more exciting contest, which was great.
Yeah, it was anyone's game.
My next question I'm going to ask is, I guess, obviously with how close it got, obviously the 2 Gold Coast teams, the Sunny Coast team, and obviously the 2 dominant Brisbane teams doing so well and how close. I guess, what does that mean to both of you, and especially, especially where the competition is going?
Yeah, I think Jordan touched on it, just the athleticism and the elite side of the competition that's really starting to, pick up and improve. There's more girls getting drafted and there's more young girls coming through. And, I really hope that it can be a true feeder into AFLW. And maybe in time, like it's going to take a little while, but maybe in time we can start modelling, the club system in Victoria, or where, just I think that sub-elite or that professionalism can be stepped up a little bit more, because the standard and the quality is certainly there, and the girls are eager to push themselves.
Yeah, and I think it's not just people growing up, like girls growing up with AFL, like we're gaining interest from other sports. So we're sort of that professional league and competition where other, maybe not professional, but we're just sort of growing a bit more, and girls are coming across from other sports to play our game, which is really cool, and a testament to how far and sort of improved we've come as a league.
How did both of you get involved in footy, and why did you choose it?
I actually wasn't an AFL fan. I wish I started playing younger, but I picked up the sport in high school when I was about 14, I think. AFL Queensland had come to my high school and sort of ran a clinic, and then I just really enjoyed it. And then one of my friends said, come on down to my local club, which was Ginger Lee. That's why I started playing my junior footy. And then, it's just gone from there. So now I love it. So I can't believe it took me so long to find out what this game was.
I grew up in Adelaide, so AFL was footy. That was the biggest thing. And I always loved playing football, and I'm a little bit older than Geordie, so I didn't have the opportunity when I was a kid. I wanted to play with the boys, but I wasn't allowed. So the only thing they'd let me play was soccer. So I just started playing soccer all my life. But it's funny because even being, just always playing soccer at school and club and all those kind of things, anytime we went to the park or at home, and I was always kicking an AFL ball. So I've always loved it, and it took to have my third child and my husband to dare me to go down. And I did, and I just came back from one training with the biggest smile on my face, and I knew I was hooked. So a little bit later in life, I've only been playing 3 and a bit years, and wish I had played earlier, but just feel so lucky that I have almost kind of, fulfilled a little bit of a childhood dream. And I've had a few friends of similar age that have picked up the sport because I always wanted to as a young girl, but were never allowed. So I think it's really special that you can do that now. And now that my kids can play from whatever age they want, boy, girl, anything. So I think that it just really means a lot to me that they can have that opportunity. So I think it's come a long way from watching it now. Just being able to play these years means a lot to me.
Now, I'm assuming the ultimate highlight for both your footy journeys would have been the Premiership, which both of you now achieved. So the question I want to ask, especially I'll start off with you first, Mia. What did that mean to you? And number 2, did you ever thought that you were going to end up, of course, being a Premiership captain?
Yeah, okay. Well, initially, I think even just being coming into the sport only the last few years, and in no way being the best player, but being chosen by my peers to be the captain meant a lot to me, because I felt my role was just to bring out the best in people. So I still have a lot to learn, which I constantly ask Geordie questions of things, and a lot of the girls that have a huge amount of experience. So that was just an amazing moment for me to be able to be there and see everything that we worked hard for and how much we came together as a group. That the Premiership was kind of it gave us that opportunity to show everything that we did and that it was worth it. And the amount of time and personally, the amount of time that you put in behind the scenes, and just having those relationships with people and the squad and the coaches, and working together. And there's a lot of different personalities. And as a captain, I think I probably underestimated how much of a role the captain has in that, and keeping the unity in the team, and being a voice for players and being a voice for coaches. And so to be able to walk away with this, it was enormous. I can't actually probably explain. I probably should have thought about some words, some better adjectives, descriptive words.
John, obviously, on top of obviously winning the Premiership for your club, of course, you are playing also in AFLW as well. I guess, which one, I know this is going to sound a really silly question to ask, but number 1, did you ever thought you could get to AFLW when you first started? And secondly, which one's more special to you now? Is it the Premiership or playing AFLW?
So it was the first one. I guess I obviously started playing footy when AFLW wasn't around. So I remember always watching the footy with my brother and saying, I wish girls could do this. I wish we could have a career playing this game. And so then when obviously the opportunity did come along, I guess it was a dream of mine, and I'd wanted to do that. So I guess, super grateful for the opportunity. I'm just super grateful. Obviously, so many girls want to play it, and so to get the opportunity to be a part of an AFLW team, is amazing. And the second question, which one? They're the same. Like you play footy for team success and camaraderie and to have fun. So I do that in both the teams. You know, it doesn't matter that they're sort of different leagues. They're both equally important to me. They're with my best mates. We have a lot of fun doing it, and when you're playing footy and having success, I mean, what more could you want? So, yeah, they're equal for me.
Now, I know both you pretty much answered my next question quite a few times throughout this interview. But what does the sport of football mean to you, and especially playing there at Yeronga Sth Brisbane?
Yeah. Well, for me, I think, because I kind of touched on it previously, but just that the opportunity for women in sport and the little things that I hear juniors play, you know, even my son who's 4 will drive past and there'll be people playing football and, you know, you just flash past and you can't see if it's boys or girls. And he'll say, look, people playing football. Is it boys or is it girls? Not just that assumption that it's boys, you know, just not that assumption that it's, you know, we'll go to AFLW games and we go to AFL games. And, you know, I think I'm so lucky to be, you know, to call some of these AFLW girls my friends, and they know the kids now. So they have that connection to them and they love watching them, and they, you know, watch them on the screen and go, oh, there's Geordie, there's Patesy, there's, you know. So seeing women's football get to that means a lot to me. To be playing it now because I always wanted to, but B, to be able to see my children and that next generation just have any opportunity that they want, that they can play whatever they want and not feel like just because of their gender it's going to be less. And yeah, I've completely converted my husband from rugby to AFL, so I'm pretty proud of that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of individual sport growing up, so to play AFL, I think it's just the people you meet. Like Mia, she's so modest. I don't think we would have won this premiership without her leadership. She just the way that she empowers everyone, and you know, saying women can do anything, and how she says she loves playing with the AFLW girls, but we love playing with Mia and all the other girls that bring these leadership qualities. So I think it's just, I love playing the sport for meeting the people like me and people like everyone in our team, where we just have common goals and obviously having fun at the end of the day. So Mia, you're very modest, but we honestly couldn't have done it without you. So thank you.
Thanks, JB.
Now, we will finish with a couple of light-hearted questions about your premiership team. Who's the comedian in the team?
Oh no, Clancy, man.
He'd
want us to say her. So, oh yeah, Clancy or Tennille probably. They're 2 pieces in a pod.
I'd probably say Clancy, and Bruno, but together, I mean, I guess that's the ultimate
double trouble
comedy duo, don't you? So yeah, they always bring a good amount of lightheartedness, and you know, but they're just amazing club people. They'll be the first, you know, to try and organise something. You know, trivia night and things like that. So they really get around the club as well as make us laugh.
Any good singers and dancers we should know about based off your premiership celebrations?
Aaron's the singer.
Oh!
Yeah. And I think there was a dare, which I'm not sure if it was made at the start of this season or last season, but if we won the premiership, he had to sing Horses. Which he did. I believe there is a video going around somewhere with that, but he did it pretty well. He's a very good singer, I must say. Better than probably any of us who would have picked up the microphone that night. So he did very well. Dancing, I think a lot of the girls have got some good moves. I think they have good moves.
Any players that are very forgetful?
Jackie Bell.
Yeah.
I don't know why, she just came to me straight away.
Well, the fact that that was pretty quick, we'll go with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I don't
Yeah.
as much.
Not really, no.
I don't have any particular kind of superstitions, except I did start. I can't remember what round it was, but I think it was maybe after we had a loss, and then the next round, I made like a chicken wrap for lunch. I was like, I think I have to have better preparation for lunch. So I made this like amazing chicken wrap, and then I was like, right, and we won the game. I was like, right, I'm gonna have a chicken wrap for lunch. And so like maybe 7, like including finals, the last 7 games, I had a chicken wrap for lunch that I made. So that was the only thing that I did.
Now, talking about premiership celebrations, how was the bus trip back to Brisbane? I know when I spoke to Coorparoo a couple of weeks ago, of course their bus ride was pretty crazy. How was the bus ride for your team?
Loud.
Yeah,
it was loud and fun and singing, and yeah, so much craziness, so much elation, just everyone got around each other. Yeah, it was fantastic. Actually, there was just lots and lots of singing, and yeah, that was great.
We'll finish off with this last 2. Now, of course, Silly Sunday, Mad Monday is all part of it. Did either of you dressed up on either of those days? And if so, what did you dress up as?
I don't even know what I did. I dressed up as a Kath and Kim character because what did we do? Did we do Mad Monday? Silly Sunday.
Old people, like famous old people.
Yeah. So I went with Emily as. Do you remember who we went as? I don't even remember.
Prue and True.
Yeah, that's the one. And yeah, it was good. I think people say we look like them, so that was good.
Yeah. And yeah, it was excellent. Everyone went all out. We had so many amazing dress ups, but it had to be famous old people. And yeah, I wanted to go as Day Medna, but I just couldn't find glasses, so I went as the Queen instead. So yeah, went as the Queen, and there was a couple of Donald Trumps and a couple of Bushes and others. So we had a really good kind of political party going on there. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I'm going to ask about who came as Donald Trump, but I won't. But
Sarah Duncan. What was that I meant to say?
I was actually probably going to guess that was who would have done that. So now, of course, 2-part question to finish off. Now, of course, I know you're not meant to do this in the COVID normal setting, but did either of you kiss the Premiership Cup?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure, most of us drank out of it.
Yeah.
And of course,
Which may not have been under the COVID safe rules, but
you can break it for that day.
Safe that afternoon.
And of course, I will finish off with this second part of the question, which is, I guess, for everyone that should get down to the best club in Queensland, of course, they're at Yeronga Sth Brisbane. How can they go about? What would be your advice of getting involved with the defending champions?
Yeah, come on down. We're starting preseason in a couple of weeks. Just an amazing group of girls. I don't think you'll probably find a better bunch of girls there that are just, come along if you've played football before, if you haven't, and we'll just welcome you with open arms and come and have a laugh with us and, just run around. And I think it's just, there's so many different levels of girls that play football there, but we're all there for the main reason was trying to enjoy doing something pretty special with good people around you.
Hit on the head there. Come on down. Everyone's more than welcome, and we love meeting new people and being a part of our goal and success. So come on down.
Yeah.
Well, both of you, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us tonight. Obviously, we were cheering for you in that grand final, and we were so happy you got over the line, and especially the way you completely dominated Coolangatta in that grand final. Congratulations. Can't wait to come up to Brisbane next year to watch this team in action in 2021. And hopefully this time next year, hopefully I'll be doing a similar thing. Hopefully talk a bit about the back-to-back premiership next year.
Never know.
Thank you.
After this year.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks, Will. Really appreciate it.
No worries. And that's Jordan Mia there joining us from the Yeronga Sth Brisbane, of course, QAFLW Premiership team. Of course, you want to get down there, of course, as Mia said, of course, pre-season starting very soon. Of course, make sure you head down there to Leyshon Park in Yeronga, the home of Queensland football, of course, and get involved with the defending champions. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the Monday edition.